Okay, let me just tell you guys what just happened to me. So, I just recorded and edited and posted a really good reel. Like, I spent some time on it and I thought it was super cute and edgy and spicy. You can go watch it. It says the hook on it says dirty hooks. It's a little bit like ooh. But anyways, I realized after I posted it, my freaking makeup had a huge streak underneath my nose. And I stared at it for a second and I'm like, "Ugh, what do I do? Do I delete it? Do I get rid of it? No, I didn't. I'm not going to delete the reel just because I had a little makeup mishap under my nose. Okay. Because honestly, maybe that is what makes it stand out right now. Right. And that's what this episode is all about today. We are entering a year where AI content is everywhere. Perfect lighting, perfect scripts, perfect faces, perfect captions, and none of it is feeling real anymore. There are so many outdated social media rules that people are still following because they used to work. Okay. And I get that. But in 2026, they're actually hurting your growth. This episode is the 2026 edition of social media marketing, the new rules, what's actually working right now, how to grow an online presence without trying to look perfect, sound scripted, or even just turn yourself into a robot. Because right now, being raw and recognizable and just being yourself isn't a weakness, it's actually the advantage. So, if you've been overthinking your content or re recording everything 10 times or wondering why polished content isn't converting anymore, this episode is for you. I'm giving you permission to record yourself with a makeup streak under your nose. Now, before we dive into today's episode, I have to tell you something big. Stan is running their Dare to Dream giveaway, and one person is going to win an entire year's salaries worth of money, okay? Like a full year. This is all about helping creators and businesses actually build something sustainable online. Not just go viral and burn out, but they want to give you money to take some time off and just focus on yourself and your creator journey. So, if you've ever thought, if I had more time or more support or more breathing room, like this is it, guys. I could really go all in on this if I wasn't already powered by Stan. So, if you're not taking advantage of this giveaway, you're crazy. I'm going to link the link to, do the giveaway in the show notes. It takes about 30 seconds. And then come right back here when you're done because this episode is going to shift how you think about content in 2026. Hey friend, welcome back to Call Her Creator, powered by your all-in-one creator store, Stan. Stan is the easiest way for you to make money online. All of your courses, digital products, and bookings are hosted within your link in bio. If you're ready to start your free trial, visit my show notes and click my affiliate link to get started today. All right, let's get into it. First thing I want to do is debunk a few myths about social media marketing. Here's what we used to think. These are all untrue, by the way. One, you need to look perfect to be taken seriously. While yes, you should dress nicely, I do think that when my hair's brushed, my makeup is done, my reels look a little bit better versus me just showing up with my hair in a crazy bun and my glasses. But I'm going to be honest with you, when it comes to comparing the two different reels versus like being all done up and versus just being my whole raw self, sometimes the whole raw self videos actually outperform the ones where I do my hair and look all good. You don't also need to niche down so hard. Not so hard that you lose your personality. Like, yes, at the end of the day, you need to be talking to a specific audience, right? Like, I am here to talk to women, creators, ambitious people about social media marketing, making money, making an impact online. But I don't need to niche down so hard that I tend to lose the personality of who I am. I am still going to show up as me. I'm still going to be funny and goofy and lighthearted and, teach the things I need to teach without turning into a person I'm not. So you don't have to turn into someone that you don't want to be or someone that feels forced or faked. You don't need better lighting. In fact, you can stand in front of a window, a well-lit window, or you can go outside to have good enough lighting on your face to where we can just see you, okay? I'm not saying that you can go post videos of you in the dark because if it's a bad quality video, people are going to keep scrolling. But I don't want you thinking, oh, I don't have a ring light. That means I'm not allowed to post reels. That's just untrue. And that's you avoiding what you know you need to be doing. Lastly, it doesn't have to look professional, okay, guys? Like, you can get in your car and talk. Those talking car videos are actually popping off right now. You can get in your closet, you can be in your living room, you can be in your backyard, you can be in your office. Does not matter where you are. The message is what's going to hit home, not the this place where you're at. All of this used to make sense and all of this used to be preached to all of us, but it just doesn't anymore. We are entering a new era, 2026, where a lot of perfection can be curated. AI is so crazy. There's a girl right now that I'm following, and she's posting reels, and it looks like she's in a podcast room and she's talking, and it's super duper robotic. Like, I can tell the difference, but my husband couldn't tell the difference. He's like, "What? That's real." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And I only probably know because I'm on Instagram 24/7. But what I'm getting at is, if everyone looks the same and everyone looks professional, polished, perfect, how are we ever going to stand out? How are we humans, the messy, raw, imperfect humans, going to stand out if we're always trying to chase what AI is already doing? This is your chance to really break out and stand out in this, quote unquote, perfect world that AI is building. So today I want to go over the new rules of social media marketing for 2026. And lucky for you, some of these rules I'm hoping help you just take a deep breath and know, like, oh, okay, I can actually keep up with this. I can do this. I can grow a business using social media. And before we get started, I do want to plug in Social Media School right now, because Social Media School is where I teach all of this. I have a system in place that helps me create content every single day. It's called the Core 5 framework, and it's content that bases around like authenticity, shareability, authoritative content. It's all inside of Social Media School, which I'm going to link in the show notes. If you're like listening to me talk right now and you're like, okay, she's really right, I'm ready to do the damn thing and go all in, Social Media School is where you start. It will teach you everything you need to know. I've got printouts for you in there. I've got fill in the blank guides for you. I've got swipe and steal hooks. I help you nail down the perfect audience by your buyer's persona, which, if you don't know what that is, we're going to get super nitty gritty about who you're speaking with and how to talk to them and what your messaging should look like. Canva templates, all the things are inside of Social Media School. And I'm tired of hiding this course that I have because it's so good and people need to know about it. So I'm going to be talking about it more. So if you are interested in learning and actually executing on what I have to teach you, head to the show notes, grab Social Media School, do it right now before you overthink it, and start it. You can be done within 4 weeks if you pace yourself the way that I like for you to pace yourself. If you want to get it done in 2 to 3 hours, cool, go for it. But the cool thing about Social Media School is I've paced it out to where it's like a 4-week self program that you just follow along. I'm there to hold your hand. You get access to me, and it will truly change the way you create content online. All right, let's get into 10 shifts that are actually going to drive growth for you this year on social media. All right, the first one is my favorite, the one that I just kind of touched on, but we're going to dig a little deeper here. Imperfection is a strategy right now, guys. Your makeup streak story lives here, okay? If you're gonna pop up with a zit on your face, or maybe you got a cowlick sticking up, or oh my gosh, like last year, might have been 2 years ago, my daughter accidentally gave me a black eye. She headbutted me and I had a black eye, and I hid from social for a little while. And then I was like, you know what? I just need to get on here and talk. Maybe you're out there doing facials. Maybe you got some work done and you're hiding. Like, nope, this is when we show up. We show up with black eyes, we show up with makeup streaks, we show up with scarring from the microneedling, whatever it is, you show up and you be you, because no one cares what you look like. People trust content that feels unpolished because it's more authentic. I don't know if you guys have noticed too, like influencer marketing, right? Like when we used to see these influencers, it was perfectly curated photos of them holding a product, right? And now we're seeing them wake up in the morning, show their daily routine. They're making their breakfast or their smoothie or whatever it is that they're showing off in their real authentic form. So you're seeing women like wake up in the morning with a fresh face. They're in a robe. They're at the bar in the kitchen making everything. And it's just more real, more captivating. You trust it better versus them just taking a photo with the perfect lighting and holding up a supplements cup. So I personally love this shift, and I think that it opens doors for more people like you that are stuck in a job that you hate. This is the time to pop up. Like teachers, say you want to get out there and start coaching. Okay, when your kids go to specials or lunch, take that time, record a 30-second reel of you sitting behind your desk, coaching other teachers or talking about how you organize your classroom, whatever it might be. That little 30-second video is going to be what takes you to the next level. And you just have to do it in the most imperfect way. Start somewhere. Like that's the biggest thing, is to start now. You start now. Another part of this too, I want to note here, is stop re-recording every single time something feels off, or maybe you fumbled your words even, or maybe you said, if you'd like to cut that out, you can use the edits app. It's super easy to just trim off pieces where you say words that you don't mean to say. Don't just not post because you feel like you sucked. The more you post, the better you're going to get at it. So just post. Rule number 2, being recognizable matters more than being aesthetic. And I love this one too. So in 2026, people follow stuff that feels familiar, not filters, right? So they're following voices that they've heard over and over, or people that have like the same posting cadence. Maybe they're showing up with a specific series. I talk to you guys about series content all the time. Maybe they're following this person because they have this magnetic energy that they continue to show up with week after week, and it just feels the same. It's familiar. Same point of view on thought processes or views. That's what people want. People want familiarity. So speaking of familiarity, that's where series content can come into play. And I do have a podcast episode on this. If I look back real quick, I want to tell you what episode it is, because that would be your next step when you leave here, if you want to really get into this. Episode 99, the secret to building a viral signature series on Instagram that actually builds authority. In that podcast episode, I will give you specific series ideas that you can record, like starting now. And the thing about series content is, one, it helps people get familiarized with you. They start to expect it. They learn who you are. You become someone that they know, someone they trust. It just makes things so much easier, not only for the viewer, but it's also going to make things easier for you too, because you're not going to have to be pulling content ideas out of your butt. Like, you're already going to have them planned out because you have a series going on. I have a weekly series that I stick to pretty good. Every Friday, I do like a what's trending carousel post on my Instagram. Now, I do have a helper for this. Gracie helps me find the best trends to put on there, but I am starting to become known for the What's Trending Fridays. Just like my podcast episode, The Weekly Scroll. If you tune in every Thursday, I have a podcast episode where I go over, what's happening right now on social media that week. And this is a every single Thursday post that I put out. Is it a lot of work? Maybe, because I know every single week I have to do this one thing. So there is like work behind it. There's some prepping that goes into it. But it is so easy to prep for because I have like a template in place. It's a series. I know how to redo it every single time. It's not like I'm recreating, from scratch or reinventing the wheel. I know where to go. I know where to start. I know how to keep the continuation there. So a series is going to be very helpful for you to become more recognizable to your followers. And tactical tip here, if someone covered your username, would people still know it's you within the first 3 seconds of watching a reel or seeing a carousel? If the answer is no, then we need to work on that. We need to work on, maybe it's branding. Maybe you don't show up on reels, but you show up posting a lot of graphics or carousels. And if that's the case, that's great. I love carousels, I love graphics. But we need to make sure we have branding in place. Make sure your colors are the same. Make sure your logo's there, or your photo, or something that makes it consistent and easy to recognize. Rule number 3, 2026, personality is the new niche. You don't have to fit into a box anymore, guys. You can be strategic and funny. You can be educational and unhinged. You can be professional and real. Your niche is what you teach, but your personality is what people stay for. So speaking of personality, like if you go to my page today, well, this episode's going to come out in a week, so I'm sorry. But if you go to my page and look for the Dirty Hooks video, you'll see my personality coming out. I'm being funny. I'm being facetious. I'm not like being It's like a funny, weird reel about dirty hooks that stop the scroll. And you can see my personality come out. And I think that's what's going to make me stand out from others is just showing up as me. When I was getting into the posting rut at the end of last year, I felt like I kind of was just like in a dry spot, like a drought. I was posting consistently, but I felt like I was stagnant as far as growth goes. I wasn't growing. So I went ahead and did some research on other people, what were they doing? And I noticed that a lot of people were showing up and talking and doing talking heads and videos like that. So that's where I was kind of like, okay, personality is definitely taking the cake here. This is how we become different. This is how you stand out. This is how you grow, is by not being robotic and AI heavy. And not saying that I don't post AI heavy content, but I mean, I do use ChatGPT for ideas. But if you're consistently just posting stuff without any type of personality or any type of your own swag to it, I mean, what's the difference with my post versus Joe Schmo's posts, right? So you have to make sure that you have your own personality spin on things for you to really stand out and grow on social media this year. Rule number 4, over polished content. It can hurt trust. And this is a big one. Over edited videos can also feel like ads, right? Like there's a really gray line to this because I've seen some videos that are very good at editing and I'm mesmerized, but then sometimes I'm like, am I only mesmerized because I'm a content creator myself and I can appreciate the edits that are inside of this video? Or is it just, I don't know. Because my husband might get on and see it and not appreciate the edits and be like, oh, this is very addy and skip right through. So we have to remember that whenever we're creating content. Think about the user or the viewer that you're actually talking to. What is it that they want? Not that you want, but what do they want? This also goes along with highly scripted content. I think ChatGPT and AI are a great way to come up with ideas and outlines, but when it becomes so scripted that you sound robotic, or it feels corporate, or you just look odd talking because you're reading a script, like, nah, not gonna like that either. I noticed, I think it was Stranger Things, actually. Stranger Things had a video promo or like a commercial type thing with all the cast, and they were basically like encouraging people to watch the show. But Vecna, Henry, love you, Henry, by the way. I'm not trying to be mean, but I noticed for one of the promos, he is clearly reading a line from a script. And it was something silly that I know he could have just remembered himself to say, but he was clearly reading line to line, and it totally turned me off because I'm like, you're an actor? Like, come on, bro. But people can see that. People can see when you're reading a script. People are watching your eyes. If you've got something short and sweet to say that's from the heart, try your best. Like, cool if you want to script it to like prep for the video, but if you can go off cuff and just try to talk without reading, that's way better than you reading a script and sounding robotic. Now, I will say Instagram's Edits app has a little monitor where you can put in a script and read it while you're videotaping. I personally have tried it and it's too fast for my ADHD. I can't read it, which is really funny because I worked in news in college, in high school, in elementary. I was always on the school news. And I was really great at reading from a teleprompter then. But now when I try to read from a teleprompter on my phone, I just cannot do it. I don't know why. But if you feel like maybe to begin with, before you can start talking off the cuff, you need to maybe utilize that. You can as a tool, use that little teleprompter. But again, I would try my best to just speak from the heart, speak the truth, speak your truth, speak about what you want to talk about. Usually it should come naturally if you know what you're talking about, right? And this brings me to rule number 5. People follow conviction over perfection. So confidence beats that flawlessness every single time. I've seen a lot of those posts where it's like someone less experienced than you is going to get your next offer because you were too scared to go for it. And I think that's so important to listen and understand in marketing and business and whatever it is that you do. Like, it's so true. Someone who has more confidence than you and goes for it is going to get it over you who's not confident enough to stand up for yourself and just go for it. And so the same thing goes with creating content online. If you're too scared to do it, you're never going to do it. You're never going to grow. You're never going to get seen. You're never going to get discovered because you're a baby and you're too scared. Sorry, that was mean. But seriously, you just have to get out there and do it. Say what you believe. Take a stance, stop trying to be universally liked by everyone, and just go for what makes sense to you. That's what's going to help you grow on social media this year. One thing I want to note here too, if your content never risks someone disagreeing, it's probably forgettable. And this is one that I'm trying to learn myself because I am very neutral Switzerland when it comes to social media. I don't talk a lot about my personal beliefs. One thing I've started getting more comfortable though is like talking about God and how I believe in God. I'm a Christian, but there's other things like political views and all that. I won't talk about that stuff online just because like you will get scrutinized. It doesn't matter what side of the line you're on, you're going to get scrutinized. So I'm not saying you need to get all political and stuff like that, but if there are things that you do believe in that you want to, weave into your content, weave into your online personality, you totally can, and that's where this comes in. So follow that conviction and stop trying to be perfect. Rule number 6, speed beats production, right? So the creators winning in 2026 are fast. Fast ideas, fast posting, fast feedback loops. They are testing, they're using trial reels, they're post, and seeing what sticks, right? So this is something I talk a lot with my agency clients. So a lot of our clients are on a specific like social media plan where we post X amount of times each week. Now, I am always for them supplementing our post if they have like an idea that's on their head or they have something that's on their heart that they want to talk about. I'm like, go for it, post it. Just don't post it at the same time that we do or they're going to compete. I truly believe that if you post two things like 5 minutes apart, they're going to compete. So at least give them space. But if you feel the need to want to post more than once a day, then do it. It's just going to help you get in front of more eyes. And one of my clients right now, Lori, love Lori Harder. She's my favorite person in business, huge mentor of mine. We'll have scheduled posts for her. I help her with her social media. We'll have stuff that's ready to go, scheduled. And then the other day she posted something like right after I posted. And I sent her like a GIF and it was like a girl staring her down. And I was like, woman, if you post when I post, she was like, I'm sorry. I just felt compelled to post. And I never want to tell people, oh my God, don't do it. Like they need to do it. That was great of her. We ended up leaving both posts up and they both performed very well, actually. They were two different subjects, very different videos. They did fine. But in the future, I told her, I want you to post extra. I want you to supplement this content. I want you, when you feel compelled to post, do it because those are usually the best posts is when you feel it and you do it, those typically perform very well because you're in the groove. People can sense it in the content. So if you're one of those people, like don't tie yourself down to, oh, I can only post once or twice a day. Like, no, you can post as much as you want. Just space them out. That's all I say is just space them out. Create, post, learn. Learning is what happens. And that's what me and Lori have said over and over again is we're just going to post so we can just learn as much as we can. And that's the thing. Data from posting. And something I teach the girls here at the agency too is like, we should never be creating content from scratch every single month. We need to be looking at the data. Look back on the last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. What worked? What format was it? What piece of content was it? Is there a way to do a part 2 on it? Is there a way to do it again, but maybe change the angle of it? There's so many things that we can do to lean into what's already working to where you don't have to recreate the wheel. And when you do that, that makes you faster at content creation. And like I said, speed is going to beat production if you can get it out there faster. That's another thing that I do too with like the weekly trends. I try to get them out as fast as possible because I want to be the first one to talk about it or to say it. Again, speed beats production. Are my posts always perfect and packaged the right way? No, they're not. Sometimes that hurts me. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it wins to be the first one to say something. So keep that in mind when it comes to content. Something that just comes to my head with that, you might think it's off topic, but I don't think it is. When it comes to speed and content idea here, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. If there's some breaking news that your target audience or viewers would be interested in learning about, report on it. Act like you are a freaking TV reporter, hop up on a video, the reels, whatever it is, make a carousel post, breaking news, here's what's going on. Something that really helps with this too is the green screen effect if you're doing a reel particularly. So with the green screen effect, you'll have like a video or a photo behind you, and then you're talking and reporting on whatever that subject is. So I think that is a really good idea too if you want to do like the speedy type post. And this could be a part of your series too, is you showing up each week talking about something that's trending online that has to do with your niche or your industry. So ADHD girl over here, anything that comes to my head, I have to tell you guys. And I just think that report type content on whatever's trending really tends to perform pretty good because people love information. Rule number 7, your real life is your best content strategy. So yesterday, me and my husband were getting ready to go to a meeting together and I was like, hold up, I need to get my coffee. And I pulled my phone out to record myself making myself the coffee. And he walks in on me and he's like, you didn't need coffee. You just wanted to create some content. And I was like, listen, brother, no, I'm just documenting because I need B-roll. And I think it's super important for you to document everything that you want to document. Not everything, but everything that's important to you. Even the mundane things. Like this is what's going to help you make more content is when you have the content already on your phone. So record yourself making the coffee. Record yourself doing a Zoom call with a coaching client. Record yourself tying your shoe. Weird things like that. Like people love that. I actually did a reel about visual hooks, and that's what those things are called. So a couple of visual hooks that you could record after this podcast episode. One, get in your car and record yourself putting lipstick on. That one performs really well for me. I use that visual hook a lot on my Call Her Creator account and it performs really, really well. Walking in through a door for some reason performs very well. Stirring something like a cup, maybe you have a Stanley cup and you're stirring the straw or you're stirring your coffee, that performs really well. And then setting your phone inside of a refrigerator and opening the fridge door and then you're there. That performs really well as well. So test out some of those visual content ideas, record them, document them, save them to your phone, and use them. Use them over and over again with new hooks every time. I use the same B-roll a couple times a month. I'm not always recording new content. I can't. I don't have the capacity to do that. So record a bunch of different visual hooks, B-rolls, 10 seconds long, 10, 20 seconds long. Save it to your phone. You've got it. Rule number 8, education must feel human, not instructional. Right? So people don't want lectures anymore. They want perspective. How do you feel about this thing? They want a real life story. What happened to you when it comes to XYZ? How did you get through it? What is a personal accomplishment that happened when you did this? And they want the context too. They want the details, the funny, weird details. Me today, talking before I got into this podcast, what did I do? I talked to you guys about the weird details. Makeup streak under my nose, right? But that gives you so much more context and helps you understand where I'm coming from and why I'm talking to you guys about this stuff because I have a real life story behind it. So that is a really good one, is to just put your human touch on it, tell your own story, tie it into whatever it is that you're teaching. Teach like you're talking to one person too, like you're speaking to your best friend. You're not hosting a webinar. You're not saying, hey guys, it's like, hey girl, I see you. Like that is so much more personal than saying, hey guys. So please stop starting your videos like that. Rule number 9, we're almost to the end here. Trust is built in the unpolished middle. So not the highlight reel. We want the sad parts too. One thing I've been doing on my personal account is photo dumps of my month. And every dump I've done in the past 90 days has had at least one crying picture of myself. Because people think that this is all glitz and glams and she's doing so good and look at her go, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, love that for me. Love that you think that for me. But girl, I am crying at least once a month over here. So I share the good, the bad, and the ugly. You might see me win an award or get on a stage for a speaking engagement. Love that. But you're also going to see me crying because I had to leave my kids at home for 3 days, or you're going to see me crying because I had a Hashimoto's flare up and I can't understand why my fingers are peeling and why my head itches so bad that it's causing me pain. Like there are things behind the screen that you guys don't see that I think sometimes we need to share with our audience just to let them know that we're human too. So share while you're still figuring life out. Document your process. Let people grow with you. I think that is the best way to really cultivate like a cult-like audience, is to let them know what's going on inside that little brain of yours. Post before you have that perfect conclusion. That's where that connection happens. Another example of this too would be like if you're a lifestyle creator and maybe you're getting laser treatment or something on your skin. Don't just show them the after of that beautiful skin. Start off showing them the pain that you went through that made you make the decision to get that laser. Did you have terrible dark spots on your face that were embarrassing to you? Were you peeling all the time? Like, show us those before photos, show us the process during, and then show up after, with the be the hero at the end of the story. Love that. But tell them where you struggled first and what got you to that point. And then rule number 10, last rule of 2026. Standing out now means looking more human, not impressive. So I want to say that this means say goodbye to those videos of people showing off their fancy cars or, whatever it is that they're purchasing because they're making $1 million a month. Like, I hate that type of content. We don't want that. AI is going to flood feeds with that flawless content. You're going to be able to type in, make me get out of a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon and kiss the screen. Like, okay, I want to see someone get out of their Pinto that's fallen apart, rims smushed, and out comes this girl telling us how she's built a 7-figure business in this little Pinto, right? Like those are the stories I want to read about. I love a good hero story too. I love when someone comes from nothing and builds this big thing and then now they're just thriving. Love that. But I want to see the messy parts too, right? Like trying to think what I could tell you guys about myself that would be super messy. I have so much super messy stories that I could share with you guys. Like before I started this business, before I got married, this was like I was young, right? Like I was in college. I had no freaking money at all. My mom was a teacher. My dad remarried, had his own family. Like neither of them supported me like they should have. So I was up in college. I got to go to college because my grandpa invested in Florida Prepaid. And I had a car because my grandpa bought me a car when I was 17. So I was good there, had transportation, had the schooling. But when I got up there, I did not have the funds to be there. I crawled through college, scraping through. I was working 2 or 3 jobs. I had internships at the same time. When I ran low on money, I would go through my closet and get rid of all of my clothes. I remember my boyfriend coming over and looking in my closet and being like, "Where's all your clothes?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And I had sold them to Plato's Closet so that I'd have grocery money. So I've been there too. I've had the hard times. And I will never, something I'll say about that is when you are in those low spots, you will never go back to those low spots again. I will never go back to that girl. I will hustle the frick out of whatever it is that I got to do to stay out from that story. But I think that's a really good story that I should probably tell more and talk about how, Instagram truly changed my life. Now, that was college. I get out of college. I make it through. I had student loan debt. Me and my husband end up getting married. I get a regular job, making decent money, paying the minimum on my student loans. But it was Instagram. It was leaving the corporate job, starting my own business, utilizing Instagram and the power of social media marketing that helped me pay off my student loans, that helped me buy my dream car, that helps me and my husband. We're building our dream house right now. Like Instagram did that for me. And my hustle did it. I'm not going to say it. Instagram didn't do it for me. My hustle did it, right? Like when you come from nothing, you go for all of it. But those are the stories. That type of story that I just told you is what's going to help me sell things like social media school or my offers. Like, hey guys, I was here, but because I learned how to do XYZ, I'm here. Now I want to sell you this system. And that's where social media school comes in. I sell you my system of how I built this amazing business and future for myself and my kids and my husband because I use Instagram, and it's all packaged nicely for you inside of social media school. You just have to enroll and take the course. Telling people your story, it might feel a little messy, it might feel a little imperfect, but if it does, that means you're doing it right. And that's how we sell on social media in 2026 is we get very nitty-gritty and messy, and we say the sad, hard, ugly truths to teach. We are not just lecturing from trying to impress people. We are telling the story of what made us who we are today and how we did that. And I hope that makes sense. I know sometimes I can get in a tangent with my little stories. I hope that one helps you connect with me a little bit more on a more personal level because I was just like you on the other side of this podcast who wants more for yourself. And that's why I started Call Her Creator podcast. Like I want to teach women how to have more income, how to have more impact, how to have more influence. And it all just starts with you showing up as your true, authentic self. All right. If you want to grow in 2026, stop asking how to look better and start asking how to sound more like yourself. I used to think things like, a makeup streak under my nose would disqualify me from posting that reel. But really, that's probably my advantage is being human and showing up. If you take one thing from today's episode, let it be this. I need you to know that you don't have to be perfect to grow online in 2026. You need to be real. You need to be recognizable, and you need to be willing to show up as a human in a feed full of AI. Connection is where this starts. Connection beats polished every single time. And if you want help building an online presence that actually grows without forcing yourself into trends or templates or a version of you that just doesn't feel real, that's exactly what I teach inside of Social Media School. It's the strategy, the structure, and the confidence to show up as yourself and make it work. And you can find the link to Social Media School inside of the show notes here in this episode. I am so grateful that you listened to me today and that you sat with me today. I cannot wait for next episode. If you are enjoying this podcast, please, go leave me a review on Apple, screenshot it, send it to me in the DMs. I want to do something for you guys. I'm going to start doing a listener of the month. So if you will review the podcast, send me a screenshot, post it, post your review. I will put you in a little giveaway each month to win some money and some Call Her Creator swag. And that's going to be how I give back to you guys for being here and listening to me and loving me, because I love you and I appreciate you. All right, I'll see you next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.